Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another Worlds Collide randomizer race with the Ultra League 6. I am Eric the Swift. I will be your host tonight, and joining me in the commentary booth is Neruliana. Neruliana, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. It's been a good day. Had some nice time in the sun. How you doing today, Eric?
I'm doing pretty good. Just got up from a little bit of a nap. I'm feeling it now, and we're gonna watch a very good race between two good runners, Lanxion and nobodywar. And I'm pretty excited to see what they bring to the table.
Me as well. It's gonna be really nice to see how these runners do. I know that nobodywar, let's be honest, pretty terrifying. I've watched him run a lot. Pretty terrifying runner. I haven't seen Lanxion run that much, mostly because I haven't watched them a lot. But I'm really excited to see how both of our runners do tonight, especially with our normal Ultros flags. You know how UL goes. 6 characters, 9 espers for Final Kefka. KT skip is 9 characters or 12 espers. Preferably, I'd like the 12 espers. Thanks.
Having 12 espers isn't really too bad because, 12 is better than 9, and mathematically that tends to add up.
I'd be careful with math on stream.
Good thing I'm okay at math.
We're all bad at math on stream. Don't worry about it. We figure it out eventually. Math isn't my strong suit, but I can try. Yeah, I think 12 espers is better than 9 espers. Always good to have that little bit of extra power, just in case you didn't find your calmness protection. We'll be getting started very soon. Just gotta thank tonight our beloved Joker Mage. He's with us in spirit. Retham is here as our tracker tonight, and well, I think tonight's gonna be a good night.
And it looks like they are getting everything set up in the race room.
And wait a minute. Are we off?
Oh, no, not yet.
Nobodywar? Uh-oh.
Yeah, it looks like nobodywar jumped the gun a little too early.
That is definitely something I've accidentally done before during a race, and I really, really quickly had to reset. It happens to everybody. No shame to that. I've definitely accidentally done it before and really quickly spammed my reset button. Poor SNES to 9X. My poor SNES to SG. Ow, poor baby.
Alright, and they're gonna get started.
We'll be getting started soon.
In a few seconds.
I think we're gonna have an Edgar in our starting party. Edgar's a good character because of the free checks and the reduced pricing. Oh. There's our restreamer. Hi, Joker Mage. You're amazing.
I'm just curious, did you guys talk about their rankings in the Ultras League Season 6?
No.
Okay, so
go for it, Joker Mage.
Both of our racers are, in fact, Potion group racers. They are in separate groups, and they are both actually currently the second place in each of their respective groups.
And it looks like they're off. Gao, Sabe, and Edgar. So we've got the Figaro brothers with a wild child.
Like the most wild of children.
The stats aren't too bad. The skill sets are pretty decent. You've got control, you've got slots, so you do have a little bit of enemy manipulation and some magic spells, or not magic spells, magic attack to do. And nobodywar finding a hero ring in South Figaro. And already we have divergency in the looting phase.
Always very nice to do a nice, quick South Figaro check, especially with your Edgar. In World of Ruin, guess what? It's half price if you have Edgar in the front of your party, which I see Lanxion has already made that adjustment. So when he goes to Figaro Castle, he can check those items and see what they have.
And we do have good loot in both South Figaro and World of Balance and Arch, because Lanxion did find an experience egg in the treasure room, so that's going to be huge for any one of the 3 starting characters, or a 4th one should we find them along the way.
I really don't know who I'd put that EXP egg on personally. With the abilities, it's a bit of a challenge. But we have a ribbon here just in case we really ever... I'd rather find it than buy it, but... Oh, we have Atlas armlets there. That's really good to have. I really don't know who would that EXP egg would go on just yet.
I mean, me personally, I would put that on Edgar, just because he has slots, and the more slot damage I can do early on, the better I find that.
Yeah, that would be really smart, but Edgar can also be an Atma weapon wielder if we happen to find an Atma weapon. Or a VK if he can wield it.
And those cards are on the table, and looks like nobodywar's running into South Figaro World of Ruin. And getting a little bit more loot, making sure all his South Figaro looting is done.
And there's the adjustment to make sure we have some reduced pricing. Let's see what we got in the shops over here. There's a Minerva for Lanxion. An economizer for half price? For me?
And that is a very good find for having an economizer for 3,200, which is very good. A lot better than like maybe 64,000.
We did find an ice shield over there in Turner's hideout. Good to crack or good to put on somebody, just so we can get that first spell. Ice rods. I thought they were more expensive in Ultros League.
Now with half price with Edgar in the party.
Oh yeah, even better. Totally forgot that we were in South Figaro. Yeah, we have a lot of looting going on, which is really good, and I believe at this point... Oh, there's the hero ring. But we did find a Minerva, so depending on who that can go on...
Especially if later on we were to, say, find a Celeste or a Terra, and they can naturally equip that, so those 2 characters would be good to have in the party. Mostly just for that reason alone, provided the skills they have aren't terrible.
Yeah, and also if their magic stats are really good. There's the Noble Charm. Put on. I always forget to put my Noble Charm on, so at least you remembered. Okay,
it looks like we do have dried meat in South Figaro item shop, so Gao checks are completely open.
Yeah, I know that I'd definitely do Edgar's first and then go off to Gao's checks.
I'd probably lean more towards Saban's checks. You know, do Imperial Camp first, get a few grind fights out of the way, peak Phantom Train, and then see what's going on in Falls.
Ooh, I like that strategy, actually. Don't mind me, just gonna take that from you.
Especially with having Gao in the party, so you do Barren Falls, and then you're right in the Veldt to do those checks. So you're potentially really getting 5 checks done in a row, which could be, you know, a couple characters, couple Espers, maybe you fly that Atma weapon or a Valiant Knife.
We are starting leveling over with nobodywar. I don't think that The EXP egg was found by Nobodywar, was it?
No, because nobodywar did not go into Narsh.
Ooh. He'll be so upset when he figures out that's there.
It looks like we're doing a World of Ruin Velt check.
Wow. Just a little ooh wow for your troubles.
And
So
we
there's
get a
our first
Shiva.
Esper. Let's see what she has. Show us something good.
A good strength +1.
You had to put on the Moogle Charm or the Grind Fight. Forgetting the Moogle Charm. I always forget Moogle Charm. And I can beat up a Lobo, wow. Now where is Lanxion gonna go?
And it looks like he's going straight to the
Velt.
Velt checks first. Which makes a lot of sense, because with the Velt check, you want to make sure you do that first, so that the only thing you fight is a Lobo. Which makes a lot of sense. I do see this. And it looks like Sabin is allowed to wear a Minerva.
Ah yes, Sabin and Minerva's. You already know he's gonna wear it, just look at him. He's comfortable, he's happy. EXP
Now we just
egg
need to
on
find him
Sabin.
a cat hood.
Here's just a little notice. Lanxion's stream is about 2.5 seconds ahead. Just a little bit ahead, but we're not gonna worry too much.
It looks like nobodywar peeked the cave in South Figaro World of Ruin and reset out of there. But it did look like it was either an Esper or an item, and it looks like he's going to take on Imperial Camp right away.
A fun little gamble here. Gets you some EXP, and it also just gets you some sweet, well, hopefully character. Or an Esper. Or an Illumina. Illuminas are nice. Wow! I'm not in the mood to actually put a lot of effort into a WoW. Evil Veltluck. We love Evil Veltluck. And there's Shiva for Lanxion. Here we go. Strength +1 for Edgar for Sabin. Sorry, Edgar. Not today. Maybe later. Oh yeah, we have control, don't we? Do we? Yeah, we do.
No, looks like we have capture. Well, Gao has capture. I thought I saw
Capture.
control somewhere.
Maybe we do have it. No, I don't think we do. We have...
No, it doesn't look like it.
So here's the Edgar check. And there's a shadow over there in the Imperial camp. Makes sense.
Pseudo vanilla, I'll accept it.
Raiden.
And a Raiden over for Lanxion.
Raiden, however y'all like pronouncing it. Gamble and Serpent's
Raduko.
Trance. I love Gamble. Ether. I can't take money from the king. Yeah, you can. Don't lie. You know you want to take money from the king.
And it looks like Lanxion is loading up on sleeping bags. Walk away with 44. That seems like a fair number.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to be good enough for the run. Gauntlet. I take money from the king. Yeah, you can. Take money from the king. Revivifies are good to have. Really good to have just in case you find that aloe vera. I always want to call it just aloe vera, but it's not aloe vera, it's aloe vera. Hello, Sprinter. And judging by chat, these Imperial Camp encounters are not very happy.
Looks like that's what Langxion's is about to find out, as he's also heading towards Imperial Camp as well. gonna get the bad news that these encounters are not friendly.
They're not our friends. They're... We can't say fish are friends, not food. They are food.
It looks like the Raiden has a Fire 2
Oh,
spell on it, so that'll be very good magical offense for now.
Yes, indeed. Don't mind Edgar. He's able to wear a white dress, and we're gonna let him wear his wedding dress. He's having a good day. Sometimes you just gotta wear a dress. This camp is cursed, but that's okay. We forgive it. Anything for Shadow. Yes.
An enemy and Tomb Thumb.
Thumb, that's funny. At least Saban can use Minerva, yeah. He's Saban. As long as Saban doesn't get knocked right here. Be fine though, he is up in the air and he's having a good time. But since Lanxion has this EXP egg, his Saban is reset. Reset, I'd say.
It'll also help for if we happen to find, like we said earlier, if we happen to find any, Atma weapons or Valiant Knife, to get those levels up just to be able to use them that much sooner.
Yes, indeed. It'd also be nice to find an HP Esper if possible. Especially for VK. And finally nobodywar gets through it. And Lanxion just got through the first encounter. Shadow
We have a
has
Shadow with Magitech, yeah.
Magitech Factory might be an incentive if and when we find Celis.
Yeah, not a bad ability to have. Especially
Very
since I
true.
believe Shadow's magic offense is pretty good.
I really don't remember what his magic output is. Sorry. I think it's decent.
And
What you
with
doing there, Lanxion?
with Magitech, we also have access to Heal Force, so we don't have to worry about health from Gao.
Gao can just do his job. There's Palador. Hello, Palador. I believe that makes... Yeah, it makes 2 for both runners. Because I don't think nobodywar checked Edgar yet. But here we go. We have an HP Esper. I think that was HP 30%. Not too bad. Could be better. Well, levels are pretty good to have. I can see why Lanxion's taking the risk. Wasn't taking that one, though.
Yeah, coverts and dancers are not the best things to encounter early on.
What we got? We have stuff to sell. Apparently, Eric, your sleepy is passing to me because now I'm yawning so much.
It's the commentator's curse. I believe
One of the
it's
many
a,
commentators' curses.
I believe it's a cursed microphone. One of these days I'll turn it into a paladin microphone, but we'll have to see later on. And Lanxion is getting his Shadow.
And there's Shadow. Shadow good. Are we going to check the monster in a box? No. Still too early for monsters in boxes, I'd say.
Yeah, you don't want to really try and take that risk of finding something you don't want to find. Especially if it were a
Let's see.
presenter or anything that could be
Magicite.
nasty. And yeah, nobodywar finding a magicite laying on the floor, so you will be getting his third magicite here in just a few minutes.
Yes, indeed. Depending on what's sitting here, though.
I'll take a crusader.
And, like, boss-wise, I'd say an ugly boss to fight this early would be one of the Warring Triad or Magimaster. Magimaster's mean. He's a very, very cruel man, and this is why we don't like Magimaster. Let's go grab some Magicite. Frick. Jump? Are you crazy? Jumping is fun, though.
And
Jumping
that
into
is a
water is
guardian
very nice.
for nobodywar, so this will be a very interesting fight. We do have a bolt beam, so guardian shouldn't be that much of a problem. And meanwhile, Lanxion is taking on Ultras 1, so that'll be over very quickly.
Sorry, Uncle Ulti. Might be your flag set, but not your day. And down the waterfall we go. Let's
And
see.
nobodywar is taking a reset out of the guardian fight. Looks like it wasn't really going his way, so we are going to be going for not attempt number 2. We're just going to head out and come back later, and we find a stray for Lanxion, so that is a not a bad find to have, and it looks like we're going to be taking on Serpent Trench as well.
We have chat saying Floating Continent would be a good play early on because it's not ugly right now.
Floating Continent would be fun to do as the very first check in a seed.
Oh, yeah, I've considered it before. I can tell you I have.
Can't be held down by
That
level
Guardian
3
was
forever.
really- Level 3 forever.
I mean, if your starting party is Strago, Umaro, and Shadow,
I'd be going to Floating Continent.
See, that would be a tie for me between Floating Continent and Burning House. I'd have to see how my
Continent
looting
sounds more
pace
fun.
goes at that point.
Yeah, that'd be something I'd have to consider too. If I get good things from looting my normal loot route, I'd totally take the dive to Floating Continent. Stray cat, so if you find a rager, meow, I guess?
And I do like this
meow?
dual Serpent Trench play, so Lanxion and nobodywar taking a swim together in the trenches.
Don't worry, they're playing patty cake while they're down there. They're underwater playing patty cake, guys. They're fine. They're having fun. There, down goes the cat. And on we go. Let's see. So our options for characters are Serpent Trench. There should be a character on Floating Continent, hopefully. Edgar's Checks, the Ancient Castle, and the Ancient Castle, and
that is
Figaro
a
Basement.
nasty Bronchosaur for Lanxion. Imping and confusing his entire party minus Sabin.
That is cruel.
That is just dirty.
Cruel and unjust. Yeah, peek at Fanatic's Tower Burning House. Oh yeah, that's for Strago. We don't have Strago yet. I will laugh if when they find Strago. This might be a bad thing, but anytime I see Strago, Gogo, or Umaro, I get like this terrible feeling in me. And I'm just like, no, take it back. I don't want it. I just don't like doing their checks.
I don't really mind doing Strago checks. They're not too terrible. I mean, Burning House is good for grind fights. Ebit's Rock is good for a quick check, and Fanatic's Tower can just go do whatever it feels like doing.
Dragon. We love dragons. Remember your ABCs, guys. Always be killing dragons.
I'm still learning my AB3s and 1-2Cs. One day.
One day you will learn. It's kind of scary to see how in sync they are in a way.
One's got a back attack, the other doesn't. It just looks... It's like poetry, it rhymes.
Terrifying. But it looks like we have Ice 1. And Shadow here, dropping the goods. Good job, Shadow. Proud of you. Let's see what we got. A Kaboom? Oh, hi, Kaboom. Hi,
Nothing like a
Bomb.
good old La Bamba.
Unlike the Free Enterprise bombs, these things don't look as angry. They just look cute in a way. They have a cute charm to them. Just look at them. They're kind of cute. An
We
ice
get an
shield,
ice
so we know it's a
shield for our
Zonk.
problems from Serpent Trap.
Have an ice
so
shield for your triples.
Not
Hello,
a
loser
terrible
kid.
find.
We have earrings. It's still loser, but
You can have all the earrings in the world, but he's still a loser to me.
sorry, kid. And out we go. I feel like we're looking pretty good on this right now. I really like how our runners are routing.
And we still have plenty of options. I mean, we do have Phantom Train, we have Mount Colts, and we have Collapsing House for Sabin. We have all three of Edgar's checks, and we did finish off Gao's, as well as for Shadow. We do have Floating Continent on the table, so there are a very good amount of potential checks for that fourth or fifth character, rather, to open up the
Yes,
sea just a
indeed.
little bit more and see what other espers are lying out in the open.
It looks like we have Esper number 4 for Lanxion. Not bad. Where are we going? We are going to the waterfall. Are we seeing it? Mhm.
And we're going to Floating Continent for Lanxion.
And up we go to the floating continent where we get 3 bosses. 2 bosses on the way down. Actually, floating continent has 5 bosses. Solid.
Yeah, because you have the 2
Evil
from the
Oscar.
airship. You have one at Atma Weapon Spot, and you have one at the very end.
Wait, that's 5. That's 4. That is 4. See, guys, this is why we don't do math on stream.
The
Never
evil
do math
Oscars
on
are
stream.
living up to their name of being just that evil.
I wonder why Oscar became so evil.
Well, I mean, he is a grouch and he lives in a trash can. It was bound to happen inevitably.
Sorry, Oscar. I'm sorry to anybody actually named Oscar that is watching this. You're not evil, I promise. You're not these Oscars. You're not the evil Oscar. You're the good Oscar. We have Stray over there for nobodywar. Esper number 3. Oh, this enemy sprite's actually really cool.
Yeah, and these enemies shouldn't really prove that much of an issue. I believe they are found on the floating continent, so I'm pretty confident in saying that they are pseudo-vanilla. Or at least this palette set of this enemy sprite.
I feel like, yeah. It's either here or somewhere in the world of Ruin. I don't remember Vanilla 6. Not very well. Only played it like once. We have a Mount Colds play, just to, you know. Not the evil Oscars again. But yeah, as Physic is saying there, our offense isn't really the best. We need an Illumina. That's the answer. Illumina is always the answer.
The
I'm here,
slots from
Ultros.
Edgar are carrying them pretty well, and any weapons they find they have to make good use of. And we do have the Three Stooges for Lanxion and Tunnel Armor for nobodywar. Both of these should go down without a fight. We do have that magic offense on Lanxion's side, and like I said, the aforementioned slots, and we also have our Magitech, so that'll help us with some elemental damage. But if we do find a Celeste, that full clear of the Magitech factory is pretty tempting for those missiles.
Oh, yes. Down goes Tunnel Armor. Bye, Tunnel Armor. Bye, Tunnel Armor. What runic tutorial? What's a runic tutorial? I never heard of that. It's so weird.
And we do get an old man over at
No.
Mount Colt, so that's going to be 3 more potential checks. You have your burning house, you have Ebbets Rock, and you have the that big tower that no one really cares to remember the name of.
Sabin! Oh, hon, I'm so sorry. I'm not, actually. Sorry, Sabin. We'll see you another time. If you're lucky. Child go down? Child go down? Where? Why isn't it over? Hurry! Thor? This child is a very angry child, but down it goes! So, you know what time it is?
Time
I'm
to
gonna get
party?
shoved from the airship abruptly.
I think we got more or less sneezed off, and we do have Chatternook, very disgusting boss to find early on.
Ew. I don't like it.
We do
Can I
have
have a
some
refund?
fire twos, and we do have that fire beam on Shadow. So all that fire damage, we're ready to set this world on fire.
Can I have a refund? I don't want this seed anymore. Joker Mage, what did you roll? I don't want it.
If it weren't for me commentating, I'd probably want to roll this myself.
I've rolled some decent seeds in my life. Decent.
I'd probably make this seed 100% seed.
Yes. I like this seed. It's a fun seed, but ew, Chatternook. Sick 'em, Edgar. Good job. Let's see how this goes. It looks like we have the Dragoon boots, so I think let's switch to Edgar. And there's an Esper.
And we do get
Unicorn.
Unicorn. Magic
Magic
power
power
plus
plus
2. And a life 3, so if you don't have that Commons protection, there's your life insurance policy.
Yes. Give Shadow that magic Esper. And so the power unfolds.
And that will
Limited
work really
power.
good with that Magitech, especially if we happen to fly into Celeste and do all 3 of the Magitech checks to unlock the rest of the Magitechs. And it looks like nobodywar is following suit, also going to the floating continent, so he'll be right behind Lanxion throughout this throughout the course of these checks.
I would totally be doing the exact same thing here. After a while, I would totally just go for floating continent. Not really that strenuous of a check, I'd say. It's pretty easy to get through the floating continent itself. It just depends on what the bosses are at the end. Where's the seed? The better the entertainment. Very true.
Yeah,
We're here to entertain you guys.
If we really wanted this to be a chaotic seed, this would be a required Kefka, Nourishing, and Fanatics Tower, but I mean, you know, we can only dream.
Don't jinx it.
We can only dream.
Oh, it might not be a dream. If we're lucky, we might just be able to see.
I mean,
Okay, it end.
I'm pretty sure it was all a dream, because I was reading Word Up magazine.
The magazine. EXP on Shadow so we can make sure he is getting loaded on that magic Esper. No, a flame eater. What are we
Nice
gonna
flame
do?
eater.
What could possibly go wrong? Tell me, Eric, what could possibly go wrong here? I mean, we have ice. We're fine.
Well, if the scaling was up higher and we had a little bit too under-leveled or underpowered attacks, we could be here for a while, but the Shiva coming out, Ice 2, Ice Beam, I think that Lanxion here is in pretty good standings.
Yes, indeed. I don't really think this boss is going to be too bad. Let us see what we got. Oh, just a blaze. It's not going to hurt us that bad. I mean, look at Edgar. He's fine.
And down goes Flame Eater. We are
Sorry,
going to get
Flame
our
Eater.
second reward here in just a few seconds.
What we got? Is it a Zonk or is it an Esper? Illumina. Oh, Illumina. Illumina.
And that's a
Another
second
Minerva.
Minerva. So that'll be good
Elemental
for
resistance is
anybody
nice.
else who could use it.
Let's see if we can kill the clown. Kill the clown. Kill the clown. Shadow, you're right there. Shadow. Honestly, if I saw that, I'd be standing there and staring too. It looks like in our party, only Sabin can have the glory of wearing his Minerva. Only we could give him 2 Minervas.
One on the body, one on the head. I think that'll work fine.
That'll be fine. It'll be okay. He gets to have a cute little crown. Oh my goodness.
It's just a Master Pug. What's he gonna do? He's got a lantern. He's fine.
Shink!
Whoa, with that little butter knife he's got?
That little butter knife can hurt. That little knife haunts my nightmares.
And nobodywar now going on to his Three Stooges fight. And now Lanxion is dealing with the Trapper enemies, and they're never been fun.
Okay, down the stairs. Another green beret. I think he bought one earlier in the game, too.
French Vanilla Air Force.
Hi, Air Force. How you doing?
A little late to the party, but he showed up nonetheless.
I like how the bottom left one just looks so done. The other two have had a good day. The bottom left one looks like he's just done with the other two.
It does look like the
Me
more
too,
aggressor of
bottom
it.
left
Meanwhile, nobodywar is having a little bit of a difficult time with the Three Stooges. Well, more so Two
guy. Me
Stooges.
too. Oh no, only two Stooges. Balance is disrupted. This looks like Esper City up here at Floating Continent.
And we do get an Odin
Mad
from the
aside.
final check of the Floating Continent, so that's going to be very good to have for a final
6 out of
Kefka fight.
9. 6 out of 9 Espers and 4 of 6 characters. Where are all the characters? Okay, that's an Esper. That is very much so an Esper. Ultima, Meteor, X-Zone. Meteor's decent to have. We have Ultima. I think we all know what Ultima's good for.
And Meteor early on is good to have for a AoE defense-piercing magic attack, so that'll definitely help if we can get that online as early as possible.
I think that all of the Espers are hiding from us because just look at this place. Oh, nobodywar is having a day here with Larry. Larry is not a happy camper today. Larry ran away. Me too, Larry.
Ah, the coward. And that is boss number
he's never
1
said
for
Larry's brave.
nobodywar.
Hello, Chatternook. How you doing? I always found the Returner's hideout and Figaro basement theme really good. Love it.
It is a good one. It's not often we
And
get
again,
to
the
hear it, but when we
entirety of the
do.
game. The whole game slaps. Love this game. The OST is perfect. Train.
And there is that ghost train, but we unfortunately don't have a Blitz user, so this seed is unfortunately invalidated.
Sorry guys, we don't make the rules. Unless you pet the dog or suplex the train, your seat is invalid. Sorry.
Well, I think not petting the dog and not suplexing the train, if I remember correctly, is an automatic disqualification, so they're gonna have to be very careful to at least hit one of those two.
Pet us a puppy. Or 2 puppies. Or all the puppies. Good night, Ghost Train. We will see you again someday. Hopefully with a suplex. Ifrit! Hello, Ifrit! 7 out of 9 Espers there for Lanxion. Oh boy.
We're just 2 more away from getting that Kefka unlocked, so We could potentially go through to the ancient castle. We also have a couple quick peekable checks to see if we want to get those out of the way. There's also Ebbett's Rock if you really want to peek. Fanatic's Tower, I mean, I guess that's an option.
Yeah, we have a
But
lot of
there's-
disdain for that.
There is a difference between peeking Fanatics and doing Fanatics, and speaking of disdain, looks like Chatternook is giving nobodywar a very tough time, and yeah, there goes Strago, so that is a hard reset.
I would. That was a very, very mean floating continent too. In general, I say that nobodywar's dive was really rough. These runners are really fun to watch.
We're taking on Floating Continent attempt number 2. Hopefully we'll have some better luck on this one.
Yes, indeed. We are wishing. I'm wishing good luck upon our runners today.
PM Stalker for a monster in a box over on Lanxion's side.
Where's Setzer when you need him?
And there is that meteor for Lanxion, so that'll be good. A good magic spell to use to help get through the rest of this seed.
Yeah, this is a really fun looking, really fun seed. I really love how this is working so far.
Ice Dragon is down here in the ancient castle. Nothing some good old fire can't fix.
No, not the baby. What did it do?
And down goes the Ice Dragon.
What did the ice dragon do to deserve such disdain and
Ice spells.
This poor dragon.
just a baby? It can't hurt you that bad.
We do get a Thunder Shield for that quick Ice Dragon kill, and it looks like we have an Alexander, so one more Esper for go mode over for Lanxion.
We still don't have all 6 characters yet, unfortunately.
That is true, he does need 2 more characters, and we do know where one of them is. We know Strago is sitting over at Mount Colts, but we haven't, as far as I can tell, we haven't checked Collapsing House, and yeah, Collapsing House and Kefka and Narsh, I believe, are the only 2 things we haven't seen thus far. At least for Lanxion.
We actually haven't seen the Tizen Thief from anybody. Nobody has gone there to check the thief.
The thief might have Esper 9.
Or a really good weapon to throw on somebody. Thank you for reminding me that that check exists, chat. Y'all are amazing.
A Lobo! Aww, look how cute.
And down goes the Lobo.
Oh, poor Lobo. It didn't do anything wrong.
It attacked us. It was
But it's
self-defense.
just a baby.
It was self-defense methods.
Poor puppy. Condolences for puppy in chat. It was only a matter of time before the humming of this theme started. Icarus' theme was always one of my favorites. I just love it.
It is a good one to whistle to. You got nothing else going on. And it looks like collapsing house it is. So we'll be seeing what's hiding over there. Or what or who would be hiding over here, rather. And that is not a character. And there's an ice
Joker
shield
Mage,
from
where'd you
Thief.
put all the characters? Where'd you put the characters, Joker Mage? Come on. Where'd you hide
Another
them?
reset on Nobody War's side. That is very rough.
Yeah, this is really, really rough for Nobody War.
And it looks like he's going to be changing tactics. Or shopping a bit.
Maybe we'll find something good in the shops.
So we have
Joker Mage, I know you put it behind Magic Master.
So we do have 4 potential checks for one more character. We do have Kefka Narsh, Burning House, Ebbett's Rock, and Fanatic's Tower. And I'm really hoping it's a go-go at Fanatic's Tower.
I'd say go-go at Kefka and Narsh would be funny. Give us a character at K at N.
Nah, see, we
It like just a nice character.
We would have to do Go-Go at Fanatic's Tower, followed by Umaro at Zone Eater.
Oh, that'd be mean.
It'd be funny. It also would give you 7 characters, so once you get that Go-Go, that Umaro wouldn't really matter that much.
I mean, I'd take an Amaro over a Go-Go any day. But since we have Ultima, we don't have Ultima for Nobody War. If Lanxion found Go-Go, I would be Ultima mimicking, actually. What's giving Go-Go an ever so slight use that I'd enjoy?
And it looks like Nobody War is going back into his Guardian fight.
Rematch! What you got for us, buddy?
Once he gets through this, he will be getting his 5th Esper. And that will be at least a little bit more incentive to tackle on Burning House and or Ebbett's Rock. It looks like Lanxion is following right behind him, also checking this cave in the Velt spot.
Yeah, this is how we're gonna validate the seed. We're just gonna, you know, at the puppy. At the puppy. An Interceptor best boy. Only the bestest. Look at him, he's so cute. Magimaster K at N gating Mog, so you have to go back down to trigger Lone Wolf. That is so mean, Joker Mage. I love it. I love it. Keep going.
And it looks like Lanxion is resetting out of there, does not want an extra Esper.
Looks like he's just on his character hunt. Character hunts are pretty nice.
Oh, and we
Or
also have
Lanxion.
Phantom Train. We didn't check Phantom Train.
And
So that
nobody's
is,
checked the train.
So that makes it 5 available spots for a character.
Take the train. What's on a train?
On it. Show me the money. Show me the money. Show me Realm.
And it is
Oh,
not a
no.
character, but an Esper. Magic power plus 2.
2. That is going on maybe Edgar.
And
Yeah, because Edgar has Ultima.
and it is worth keeping this check going, so we will be finishing out. We did get an Esper from Nobodywar side, and he did pet the dog, so his seed is halfway
Seed's
validated.
valid. I say the seed's valid from here. We pet the puppy. Puppies are important.
And it looks like we're doing some equipment hunting in World of Ruin Thamasa. Could potentially be doing Burning House. Yep, looks like it. So we will see what Burning House has to offer here in a very short while. While Lanxion is just
shouldn't be
finishing up
that
his
bad.
Phantom Train, and we do have Ultros.
Uncle Ulti. What are you doing here?
And that is Ultros down for Lanxion.
Poor
he,
Ultros. He didn't do anything wrong.
so he does have 2 potential options. And it looks like he's going into Mount Cult, so he will be getting his Strago here pretty soon.
Strago where?
Yep, Strago
where?
at Mount Colts.
Gotta love that.
Just went on for a little hike and got lost in the mountain, that's all.
Oh no, did we lose our Joker mage?
And we are still going through Burning House.
Now, I believe earlier you said you preferred Burning House to Floating Continent. Is that right, or were you just having a laugh?
I mean, most of the time, if I were to If I had a choice between the two, I would take Burning House, more so because there are encounters you could keep doing there, so it is a good place to get your grind fights going, especially if you have Strago in an opening party, which does help with level gain.
And so far, we are still stuck with a lot of espers, but not so many characters. And I dare say it's not going to be long before we sort of force the Kefka and Nurse check. Unless did anyone spy Fanatic's Tower? I might have missed that.
I don't believe we peeked Fanatic's Tower at all, no.
Oh man, you always peek Fanatic's Tower. You always peek it.
Peek it and gun for it. And we do have the magical offense to be able to take on Fanatic's Tower and whatever boss may be lying there, so...
I mean, as long as you got Berserk of some kind, you can do stuff in Fanatic's Tower.
Yeah, you will be able to still keep the swinging going.
You're there, you just, get the blue button and just keep pressing it.
And we do have Data at Burning House, and he is the reason for the fire.
Okay, so, not huge threat.
Nah, and I don't think he'll be able to get his potions and tonics in before he goes down. And it looks like we are going to get a peek at Fanatic's Tower from Lanxion's side. Potential full run here in just a minute. He is making sure his party is prepped.
So it looks like Lanxion is on there, probably around 15, 16 checks.
And there is Coco at Fanatic's Tower.
Yeah, and so that would be go mode. And I guess we just want to double check, make sure we got a party that we're happy with taking to the end there, and then that'll probably be we'll see the KT play. But yeah, he's definitely shy of any of the skip requirements, unfortunately.
And we do have a Mog at Burning House, so that is also character number 6 for nobodywar, so 2 characters in 2 different locations with what we have is not a bad idea.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate nobodywar got stopped by a lot of the stuff like the floating continent and that guardian fight, so he is behind on that Esper count.
And that floating continent was very rough, and I do believe it did have 2 Espers, so if he were feeling brazen enough and he needed 2 more Espers, he could try to take on floating continent again, but with how it was treating him, that is understandable if he does not want to go back for it. Looks like nobodywar is also going to be peeking Fanatic's Tower. Does not want the go-go. And I don't believe nobodywar did the World of Ruin South Figaro into Ancient Castle, so that is also a good potential possibility for some Espers and items. And there is an Atma weapon for Lanxion, so that Edgar is looking very good to get that Atma weapon, but it looks like it's going to be going to Sabin instead, since he does have the ability to wear it.
Yeah, nobody war really just needs to be able to get some really quick checks that are espers in order to catch up. And I'm not entirely sure where those are going to be or what we're going to find if we start chasing down those mog auctions.
Well, we do have a potential for the World of Ruin Narsh checks, because you do have a dragon there for extra experience, plus whatever's over at Tri-Touch for that bonus Esper, so I think Nobody War may be tempted to go over there and get those two, and then head back into World of Balance Narsh to finish out mock checks, see what's at Kefka Narsh. So the rest of his potential checks could all lie just at Narsh alone.
And that Fossil Fang fight was a reminder to, put on your Moogle charms.
You gotta remember the ABMs of Worlds Collides, always be Moogle charming. Unless you don't want to, and then that's fine.
Yeah, so realistically, the question here is, what is Nobody War's path to get, even to get to the end here, or at least to get caught up? So, we know that there's espers on Floating Continent, there's espers in Underground. Was it 2 espers on Edgar's treks?
I know at least one for sure. I want to say there might have been 2.
And did we see Throne?
I think both runners did do Throne.
Okay.
Just as I'm seeing this goddess over in Fanatic's Tower. I think if I were in Nobody War shoes, I would probably want to do the Mog checks, maybe just, Lone Wolf and potentially either both Kefka and Narsh or just Moogle Defense, and then switch on over to World of Ruin Narsh, get that dragon, and then get that, Tri-Touch.
Yeah, he's listening to you there. Or at least, you're channeling the same wavelength.
Alright, good. My telepathic my telepathic abilities is working. And he will be getting that experience egg. There it is. This goddess is just proving quite a tough fight for Lanxion, but he is very shortly about to get through this. And there is that overcast. So all those life 3s he's been putting on everybody is could potentially not. Oh. And there goes Goddess, so no more worries about Overcast, and there's Cyan at Kefka and Narsh.
Okay, so Lanxion just needs to get down the stairs and is in go mode. There's some kind of lance there, and hopefully this is an Esper though.
And there's Siren. So that is good mute usage for tier 2 once we get there. It looks like he's going to be taking that Yeah, so it looks like we will be getting this cyan here. And that is now officially go-go for Lanxion, so that is his go mode online. It looks like Lanxion's going to take on the Opera Dragon real quick, get some more levels.
So Lanxion is actually on 19 checks now, so the Opera Dragon would be 20, and that would just mean he'd have to find 2 quick checks to be able to get skip.
So he could full send party in lane 2 at Kefka's Tower, do Toilet Atma and the Dragon there to get his skip, and that is something that I could see being done.
What are his levels at? He's already at 41 with one of his characters, I think.
I think
he's
Shadow's at 45.
Yeah, so he's got pretty decent levels.
Yeah, so I can see this all being for a skip play. There's Minerva number 3. Another Brachiosaur fight.
I myself am just not entirely sure about the skip in this situation, just because I think the block is normally like, what, 3 minutes or so? So if it takes you more than 3 minutes to get the checks for skip, you really are going to be hoping that there's other benefits to doing that, like levels or better gear or something, I think.
Yeah, I mean, with this, it's kind of... It would be tough to wager if you want to go for skip or not. Especially being at 20 checks, and it looks like he's going to be full sending his party in lane 2. Get the Toilet Atma, get the Dragon there, and then go for the skip in the process.
Yeah, that's fairly standard.
And we do have an Atma over in the Kefka spot over at Kefka and Arch for nobodywar, so this shouldn't, hopefully, be too bad. I say, as an old man is taking a nap. And we do have piranhas for this fight, so this shouldn't be too much of a hassle.
It is another time sink potentially, depending on how fast the Rise of Boss shows up.
If I understand correctly, that could be anywhere between 15 seconds to a minute, is that correct?
It's definitely a fairly wide range, and in the meantime, you decide, do you want to just like sit back and wait, or luckily we're here, so we're already done with this. We just have to do it.
And there it goes.
But yeah, if you had a long delay Rise of Pause, that just is going to eat into that time you could have potentially just walked. I guess
We
it kind
do
of holds
get-
decent.
Yeah, it's very good for pretty good defense, as well as the added bonus of getting even more money, but not something we're going to have to worry about here in the end game.
Okay, nobody were doing the mobile defense. And we've already seen Goddess. I don't think we've seen Poltergeist, Magimaster, or Doom, right?
We have not, and we also haven't seen Doomgaze either, so all four of those are still potentially lurking around. Could be in the statue spots, they could be at, one of them could be at Guardian spot, but it'll be a very, very spicy play to see one of those there.
Yeah, and that at Lanxion's levels, Red Dragon's not a huge threat.
No, especially with Ice 3 on hand. I think even Ice 2 would be capable of doing quad 9s. And there is that skip as well as a Valiant Knife, which nobody can use. That is a massive bummer. And it looks like Lanxion accidentally went to the World of Balance. Alright.
I mean, I've definitely hit the wrong button on the airship controls once or twice.
I've done it multiple times, and I still do it to this day, so I do know the pain. It looks like Lanxion is opting to take Sabin down in lane 1, so he'll only be getting the one boss fight instead of the two with that Experience Egg and Atma weapon.
Okay, so here's the Fake Guardian.
French
Okay.
Vanilla Inferno.
Yeah, and stacking bolt attacks on the center body does make plenty of sense. This shouldn't be too long at all.
No, and it does go down relatively quickly. A couple quad 9s is more than enough to take care of it. And we did get a Saffron on Nobodywar's side, so he is looking for that one last Esper, and unfortunately it is not in Zen Thief. As we saw earlier, Zen Thief only gave us an Ice Shield. So we are checking Doma Siege, and that is a potential for an Esper, so... There's Umaro over in the middle lane statue fight, and we have Vargas and the Pooh Bears for Nobody War.
Yeah, Vargas at this spot isn't going to be too terrible, I don't think.
Yeah, Vargas I don't think will be putting up that much of a fight, especially with the damage output we are able to do with what we have. And Umaro goes down over on Lanxion's side, so that is 1 lane complete, and he has 2 more to go.
Okay, so while we're waiting for the next statue fight, what all does Lanxion have as far as tools for the final Kefka fight?
So he does have a life insurance policy for Tier 3. He does have an Odin and a Raiden, so that is Tiers 1 and 2. He also has Siren, so that is instant death and mute for Tier 2, should he need it. He's got Atma weapon on Saven. Shadow is doing very well with all the magic offense. I believe Edgar and Strago are also doing magical offensive, so as we just saw on Lanxion's side with that Ultima from Shadow, that is one pretty big spell, although I don't believe he found either an economizer or a gold hairpin, so that Ultima is going to be a very expensive one to cast.
We did just see that the Doma siege paid off for nobodywar is now on 9 Espers and has the unlock.
So that'll be straight to Kefka's Tower for nobodywar, right after a couple quick dragons.
Yeah, and it looks like nobodywar is on 15 checks, so it's quite a bit of ways from Skip.
Yeah, for nobodywar, I don't see Skip being something that he's going to want to go for with a low check count and just now getting the unlock here with 9 Espers. Though if he did want to find 2 more characters, well, we do know where Gogo is. So if he was feeling risky and bold about it, he would be able to do Fanatic's Tower. And that is all 3 statues down for Lanxion, so he will be stepping on his switches here in just a minute. At 1:19:04. And nobodywar is going through the Blue Dragon fight. Should be ending that one here pretty soon. And Lanxion is now kicking off final Kefka at 120 flat. Predictions for how long he'll take. I will say he'll be finishing up about 134. Let's say 134.42. You got any predictions, Joker Mage?
I haven't really seen what tool sets he has. I know we said that he has like Life 3 and there's a Doomcast, so that's good. Some of the other issues that you kind of run into here are just like, do you have the armor, do you have the weapons, and simply are you going to get unlucky? I think your guess is pretty decent, but I'll go ahead just for the Price is Right. go guess exactly 1 second less than you.
Ooh, that's evil. I know it was a 134, but I forgot the second, so I want to say I said 42, so yours would be 134.41. I see you, I see you. And that is Tier 1 down, moving on to Tier 2. Very fast Tier 1, so this might go a little bit faster than I expected.
Well, usually Tier 2 and Tier 3 are where a lot of the time is lost, just from especially if you let the fight go out of control. So it's simply a matter of, can we get the the mutes out? Can we get the instant death out? Can we get the ices out on Tiger? Okay, instant death did go off, so that's good. Yeah, but the mute is probably going to be one of the more important ones, because if magic is casting spells, that's going to take up animation time, and it's also going to be something that you're going to have to deal with.
Especially with Ultima, and it doesn't look like Lanxion has any access to mute, so it looks like he's taking down magic as quickly as he possibly can. We've got 2 dispel counters.
Another spooky potential thing is if you let that tiger go or stay around too long, he can start zombieing your characters, which is a huge nightmare.
Especially if you're running low on Revivifies or don't have any way to take care of that zombie status. So that is something you want to try to get rid of immediately. And it looks like nobodywar just did his Opera Dragon fight, getting his Minerva. Which Strago is capable of wearing, so Strago has that Minerva on him. And speaking of Strago, it looks like he is currently frozen, so unless we throw a fire at his way, he'll be stuck like that for quite a while, especially if we end up moving to another tier. Nothing noteworthy from the Coliseum from nobodywar, so looks like he didn't want to search the skies, but the skies found him, and the skies is a Dullahan, so that is another potential Esper or dead check item, which could help him throughout his trek to the final phase.
We got 10 hits coming out.
So that will be the end for hit. As we move right directly into Tier 3. Quick swing with an Atmo weapon and a meteor will be just enough to take Girl down, so we're not going to have to worry about Whirlwind coming out from that, so now we can focus any and all of our attacks on sleep here. If we do get an Esper from that Search the Skies, it is a shout. Ooh, very nasty White Wind. It looks like
Yeah,
we're gonna be... Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just going to say Quick's pretty useful in these last couple fights because it can sometimes let you get past certain phases. One of those phases is the Meteo phase here, and so he was able to do enough damage to just skip Meteo and just get through that sleep fight.
And that is a very good heads-up play from Lanxion to throw in a Quick right before Media went off to finish off Sleep. Looks like Calmness did connect on Strago, but that life insurance policy is going to help him bring him into this final fight as we enter Tier 4.
Yeah, and again, Quick can be used here to just get in like an extra round of damage against Kefka, and if you're doing enough, you could even like use that to get past Fallen One. Yeah, we see Lanxion is throwing out a lot of the high-level elementals.
So Kefka should be going down here pretty soon with everyone doing massive damage. 8 grand to close to quad 9s. So Kefka should be going down without a fight pretty soon. Hopefully with no issues, but...
Yeah, Sabin and Shadow are very tanky, so realistically you can probably even let Strago and Edgar fall down after this and just focus on the attacks with those two.
And you get right past the Goner phase as well. That way, Goner is less of a concern. And down goes Kefka. Lanxion finishing this seed at a time of 1:29:10. Get your GGs in chat for Lanxion. Very, very good race.
And we'll see if he wants to get in for an interview shortly.
Does look like nobodywar is going around looking for anything he could find to take into his Kefka Tower over here. Alright, we're not sure. Oh, there we go.
And looks like you're now joined by our winner. GG's.
No, thank you. I appreciate that.
So, how are you feeling about this seed overall, and the kind of the progression that you were able to get with this? How are you feeling about all that?
I was terrified the whole time. Like I thought early on I scaled up too hard with slot, and so slot wasn't killing things as fast as I thought it was going to kill stuff. So I was like, I thought I was just like getting slow farther and farther behind. And then I realized we were like, I had so many checks done by like, I don't know, 20, 25 minutes. I was like 4 and 4. I was like actually like cruising pretty nicely. And then the characters dried up. I just couldn't find a character.
Yeah, because I think you were sitting on 4 characters for a while until you found your 5th one, which I believe was Strago, followed by a Go-Go.
Yeah, I think I ended up getting like my like 5th character is like finally Mount Colts, and I think I only had one other check outside of that being Kefka at Narsh. So it was like my thought was that no one's gonna go there without a reason to go there, so that would be last for somebody else. So like that's kind of everyone kind of goes there later if they don't have a character to go up there for. So
And we did see that Kefka and Narsh did hold a Cyan, and yeah, and I do want to say too that you are very welcome for that Go-Go at Fnatic's Tower, because I did call that one pretty hard.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I was like, at that point, I was going to Cultist Tower after getting Strago. I was like, well, I'm getting skipped, so I'm just gonna take these 3 checks no matter what they are, and just go with it, because Burning House and Haydn sound awful to do.
Yes, and they're not necessarily the fastest checks, although they do have, in terms of early game checking, they do have bountiful, experience, the, potential gold, stuff like that, so.
Yeah, just like that late in the seed, though, all my characters, I had an experience egg, a bunch of my characters were like 40-something, like, I was pumping out damage pretty bad, I just, like, needed to find a character so badly, so appreciate you for summoning Go-Go for me, I needed that.
So if there's anything you feel like you could have done a little bit differently with this seed, what would it be and why?
I wish I would have recognized that Slot wasn't just like mowing things down. Like I tried to scale up some characters quickly so that Slot could kill things, and I overestimated the amount of damage that Edgar would do. So I probably would have, like, after getting one character check, went to Imperial Camp and tried to kill things there. It just like slowed me down a lot in the mid game, but other than that, I don't know. I think that like I routed things decently well. I got really lucky finding an Atmo weapon. I the whole entire seed, I had a Strength Esper on my boy Sabin and an egg, and I was like, the only thing he can do is physically attack, and I hope I find some item. I spent a lot of time in the mid game looking for like the chest for the Tiger Fangs for him, just to get him something. And an Atmo weapon. Him using the Atmo weapon ended up being pretty good, or he was going to use an Enhancer Gauntlet Atlas Armlet, which would have been rough.
Yeah, and we did see that nobodywar did forfeit shortly after. GG's to him. And I don't know if he's going to be joining us for an interview or not, but he did in the race channel identify that he felt that his early wipes at Floating Continent probably were what made a difference, and that's definitely what we were seeing here in the restream room and in the Chaz. That you were able to get through Floating Continent fairly early, whereas he had 1 or 2 wipes there that basically set him back quite a bit. And he just wasn't able to get caught up in, unfortunately.
Yeah, some of the encounters there were pretty brutal, and if I didn't have smoke bombs, I think those Mad Oscars would have wiped me. So I got pretty lucky they didn't kill.
I think those evil Oscars were a bit of an issue for nobodywar as well, especially the I believe it was the Chatternook fight where he got his first wipe on, and I think he wiped again on the evil Oscars. So he did sink about 15-ish minutes just on Floating Continent alone, which is
I got
Yeah.
pretty lucky having Fire 2 on half of my party and Magitech Fire. Like, if that wasn't learned right off the rip, there was nothing else that would have killed Chatternook. He had too much health.
Yeah, and it was very interesting too, because I think for like the first 10 minutes you guys were more or less like step in step, because I'm pretty sure you did Serpent Trench and Imperial Camp at the same time.
Oh, yeah. Nobody was pretty good. I think we probably both were feeling that we didn't have like enough offense. Like Slot is decent early and mid game, but like we weren't finding anything that would like indicate what the characters are going to do end game. So it was like, guess I'm going for levels and just like a lot extra checks before we went for levels. So,
And comments in the chat said that you do not like walking through Kefka's tower and will force skip if you have to.
if I'm close, like, so I used to have that way. My stance now is like, if I get like 3 or 4 dead checks, I'll start making Kefka's tower easy by like just like grabbing like one of the like the 2 checks or 3 checks that are in Strago and then do the center line. So if I'm like 5 checks away with those things options, I'll do that instead. Just like you get the levels and it takes the scariness out of Kefka's tower. I don't know if anyone could tell me the exact proper percent to skip. I am all ears, but I have no idea.
I definitely think it depends a lot on your own personal comfort levels and your own personal like experience and skill and such. Because it seems like every player I've witnessed always has their own sort of like judgment on when skip is appropriate and when it is not.
Yeah, it's like you find Drinks Glue and he's an always skip truther. So I'm somewhere below that somewhere.
But in any case, we did note at the beginning that both of you are currently second place in your groups in the potion division. So are you looking towards trying to get promoted up?
I hopefully I'm going to be in Elixir next tier. I think I'm currently 5 points ahead of third place. We have like a pretty good lock, and I'm 1 point behind the person in front of me in first. So we're like, it's a pretty even race with two to go. So I'm really hoping to get to Elixir. This is my second season. I was Tonic last season, Potion this one, hopefully to be in Elixir next season. So.
And is there any sort of advice you can give to anyone who is in Tonic about what you would want to do to get up to Potion?
Oh, menu less, or put your menus together, as many as you possibly can. Only menu before you fight a boss, and also don't be afraid to take early grind fights, just to make yourself comfortable, because like getting ahead of scaling early is like such an easy way to steamroll bosses. So just like levels are like the king. So just don't be afraid to park out in front of Narsh, take 2 fights, and then get going.
Eric, did you have any more questions?
No, I think that's all that I have.
Okay, well, Lanxion, congratulations once again. Good luck with the rest of the season, and thanks for agreeing to be on the restream. Also, thanks to nobodywar for being on the restream. We couldn't do it without both of you, quite literally, since you two were the only 2 that showed up in the race. So, we wouldn't have had a restream if either of you had decided not to. But in any case, we will be back next week. I think Lou is trying to organize something interesting for the next SpeedGaming restream on next Wednesday. We're going to be doing it at 8:30 instead of 8. So we'll see what comes of that. It is a whole week away to sort of get set up and organized. But again, thanks to our runners, thanks to everyone in chat, thanks to Growth, and thanks to Nay for being around for what she could, sort of last minute, but also having a last minute leave. And of course, thanks to Eric, who has been a fairly consistent commentator the last few weeks. Sometimes we've had some scuff, but he's borne it quite well. So thanks, Eric.
Thank you, Joker Mage. I deeply appreciate it.
And so I think we're going to go ahead and cut this stream there. Once again, GG's to both our runners. Congrats. And I guess we're going to just look forward to what is going to be coming up after season 6, because season 6 is starting to wind down. As Lanxion mentioned, there's only 2 more weeks, and then we're going to see where those standings are, and hopefully we'll have something really interesting and different to show you all coming up in, I guess, June. All right, so have a great night, everyone, and thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Have a good night.